Good morning, everybody, and welcome back. Or if you're new here, welcome to another edition of Kingly Conversations, man. And we got another hot one for you today. But before we get into all of that, you know what time it is. Zoe's got a shout out.
Hey yo, shout out to everybody who's up at this ungodly hour, man. I appreciate y'all for listening. Thank you for thank you for following along with us on this journey, man. We love you. Appreciate you.
Okay, this week we're talking about fair weather pilots. So strap in, let the Kings talk about it. Good people. Hey, welcome back to another edition of Kingly Conversations, man. And as I am every single week, man, you know what time it is. It's Alan.
Hello, everyone. This is Twan, a.k.a. Twan. I hope everybody's well. Let's go. Let's do it. Let's do it.
You're turning you into a Calvin D. Hill. All right. This is my topic. Oh,
yeah, it is.
I meant to tell you, shout out to CJ and DJ. They've been listening to the podcast for the last couple months or so, catch up on episodes. So
CJ and DJ, shout out to them. DJ and CJ.
Yeah, shout out to them.
DJ.
Yeah. All right. Fair weather pilot. This is what this is. This is where it came from. So back in the day, I used to work at this place where they flew aircraft, and some of the pilots will only fly when the weather was perfect, sunny outside. Mind you, the aircraft is an all-weather aircraft. It can fly in all weather. Bad, snow, storm, tornado, whatever, it can still fly. But the pilots wouldn't fly. I used that and took that as same way some people don't go for their dreams, don't go for their goals, only when the conditions are right. They only try to do or go for it, as you would say, when the conditions are perfect. Sun outside, got money in the bank account, I got everything I need, I'm going for it. Instead of just bootstrapping it, getting up and trying, they don't do it. And then they want to ask you, or ask you for advice on why they're not flying, or why they're not going for it, or why they're not doing something. And it bothered me so bad. Well, go ahead and say something. It bothered me, man. It hurt my soul, and it irritated me because it's like I'm no different than you. Other people out here doing the same thing. Okay, and I understand that sometimes it is. And I'm gonna use me for example. Sometimes you're not ready. You're not ready. You just call a spade, but you ain't ready.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well go get ready. But fair weather pilot, that's how that started.
Okay.
That's how that started. So.
I like it. I like it. It sounds so familiar to the conversation we had prior to starting this recording, but I get it.
Good talk about it, but that's the point of the conversation. That's why I did that. That's why I said all of that. To say, okay, here, now. So for me, and I'm gonna use me. Okay, I didn't want to have to deal with the therapist and the all the people I got, the doctors and everything else that I have to go talk to to get something that's already mine. The crazy part about it is the government already sets up money for veterans to get. They already know in advance. The minute they sign up, they can have all these problems. So we're going to set something aside for them. But they don't know that it's already theirs. All they got to do is go get it, go through the little hoops and everything, but they don't want to because the condition's not right. Okay.
What? But I mean, when would the conditions be right?
That's the point. They're never right. It's never a perfect time to do nothing. It's never a good time or a perfect time for anything. You just make up the excuse for not flying. The aircraft will go by itself. You got to get in there and go get it.
Yes.
Y'all, that makes y'all don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Interesting.
So,
and I'm talking about me. I
understand. Yeah. I will say that in general, I in my younger days, in my youth, that I was fearful of a lot of things, and that did cripple me from going for it, like you say, or flying, if you will. So, I mean, I understand, I get it. Everybody do it in their own time. I'm not sure, but so I have a question. I have a question. So, is it a psychological block or something when it comes to stuff like that?
I think it is. I think a lot of it has to do with the mindset and the mentality behind whatever. Because sometimes you're, like you said, afraid, just scared. Scared of what? That's the problem.
You know what?
It's real.
It might be something else too. I'm gonna add something to the conversation. I don't see in the notes, but do you think it also could be ego and pride?
Could be.
Instead of just fear.
Could be ego and pride. It could be.
All right. Because I mean,
I don't think it's okay.
Generally
for some
speaking,
circumstances, I don't think it's ego and pride. Okay, this is why I say this. All right, back to the aircraft analogy. Right?
Okay.
F-18 aircraft, it's been proven it can fly in all conditions. Tested. So what's the difference?
The difference?
The pilot.
Yeah. The pilot, the person.
I tell you the difference now. Okay, first of all, they ain't got no air traffic controllers out here, so ain't nobody flying like they're supposed to be out in these streets.
Yeah, they tell you they got all right. The aircraft traffic controllers that are there are qualified and can.
The air traffic controllers that are there have always been qualified.
They can do the job.
They've always been qualified, but
they've always been qualified.
They ain't there no more. That's the problem.
Right.
They ain't there.
You fired them. Anyway, I'm sorry. Back on track.
All right, but okay, another one. The Osprey.
Oh Lord.
Unless some
best aircraft in the world.
Yeah, but they come out and say, okay, the aircraft has a problem.
Okay.
Not the pilots.
Right.
This has a problem. Okay, so with my situation, is it the VA not giving people money? Because I know some folk that got hundo permanent and total.
Boo-coo.
Yeah. I know a few.
All kind of stuff like that.
Boop-coop.
You say boo-coo, right? I know cats that don't have half the experience. Ain't been nowhere. Ain't left the shore.
Really?
Hundo.
Ain't.
Wow.
Hundo. So it's not the aircraft. It's the pilot.
Okay.
Well, go ahead, Zoe. Go ahead, Zoe.
Okay, no. Because it obviously that system works, or does it? Is it broken? Which one is it? Is it flying? Do it work, or don't it? Or is it the pilot?
Alan?
Go ahead, Zoe. You got it.
It's the skin color of the pilot.
No, it's not the skin color of the pilot. I'll say this in regards of some systems are broken. Some systems are broken, and people don't realize that. So they don't want to move on it because they feel like they have to be perfectly imperfect. You know what I'm saying? In regards of the VA in that system and that airplane. So the pilot thinks that I gotta have this wrong. I gotta have a, I have to have a missing body part, or I have to be like loopy, crazy, whatever the case is, right? So then they was like they feel as if, all right, cool. I don't deserve it. I don't I didn't earn it, basically. So then you have the other half, like you said, that they ain't went overseas. They may have tripped over a paperclip, and they understand how the system is broken, and they take advantage of that.
This man said tripped over a paperclip.
No, he ain't. Hey, man.
I know
I'm
it.
trying to tell you.
I know it.
I'm
Hey,
trying to
man.
be as no, I ain't gonna say that.
Hey, look. All I'm
I'm just
saying
trying to
is,
I'm
I'm not saying
I'm trying to
everybody. I'm
display
not
your
saying,
image.
yeah, everybody's not in the same situation or boat. But
Yeah.
I'm saying that some things in life, it's the person. It's not the conditions. It's not that they don't have the tools or the resources. It's just the pilot.
I mean, I would say that that's probably at least 70% of life, though. It's the person, because without fail, no matter what the situation is, we can probably find somebody in that situation who made a different decision
Mm-hmm.
and had a different outcome than whatever person that we're looking at that didn't have whatever their version of success is in that environment. So in the case of the VA, we like somebody tripped over a paperclip, and they're getting their benefits. But then you got other folks that have legitimate things going on. Not that paperclip ain't legitimate, because I don't know that person. But they got legitimate things going on, and they got to fight tooth and nail to even get a seat at the table.
I mean,
So,
you got people out here losing toenails, and you know.
hey man, you're not gonna keep talking about my pseudofolliculitis barbae.
Rest in peace, by the way. Rest in peace, by the way.
Habits that hurt.
What do you say, Calvin? I'm sorry.
I say habits that hurt, man. I ain't talking about y'all. All right, habits that hurt,
I'm
man.
saying.
Habits
I'm just
that
saying.
hurt.
What are habits that hurt?
Habits that hurt. Okay, so for pilots that only fly when conditions are right, for people that only go for it when conditions are right, that stumps your growth to me. When you don't push past your pain and go for it, like your fears. Like, okay, so use me. As long as I didn't want to confront what I was afraid of,
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't reap the benefits of it.
Mm-hmm.
You just left money out there because you wouldn't go ahead and confront what you were uncomfortable with confronting.
Mm-hmm.
That's how that works.
I mean, yeah.
That's
In
basically
your
as I can
case,
get
yes, especially since in the case of what we're talking about, it's not like
right.
it's not like people did not
No,
advise.
people tell you all the time. People are trying to help you. They'll try to say, hey, I did it. You can do it too. Or hey, I help you do it. And until you make it up in your mind, all right,
There it is.
I'm ready.
So,
I can do this now. Let me go for it. Most of the
That's
time it's the person. It's not the conditions.
well, the person might have a condition.
the, the person
Seriously,
has a condition. No, right. And I
seriously,
understand that. I
and
understand that.
let me draw the point. So I was the same type of person that, well, I was the type of person that would believe that it's not me, it's everybody
It's
else.
everybody else. Yeah.
So I had to come to a point where I recognized and acknowledged that I had a problem. And some people have a problem doing that. Some people
Right.
don't want to admit that they actually do have a condition or they do have something wrong with them, and then they feel as if, well, no, I'm good. You know what I mean? So um, I guess that is a habit as well, as far as in being in denial, if you will. But
Mm-hmm.
that's one of the things that could also hinder somebody from getting the help they need, because it's not me as everybody else. I would alienate myself to a point where, um,
I'm good.
yeah, yeah, and I wasn't. So
Mm-hmm.
that's something else that could be contributed to them not going for what
And
they
that's a sign of
deserve.
depression.
Yeah,
When you
You
pushing
know,
the people, that what the therapist said.
you say this, and yet,
here we are.
Right, but that's what the point of the
so
conversation
in other
is to
words,
enlighten and
fair
help
weather pilots will tell other pilots like,
how to
hey,
go fly.
go. I see you in that. I
You
see
should,
you in this storm. You in this hurricane, but you should fly. I wouldn't do it, but you should.
I won't get in that plane and go fly that rain
But
cloud right there.
you should.
But look, he flying right there. He gone.
Out of there.
Out of there. Out of there. Look.
Out of there.
There you go again. Look, go right by you.
That ride gotta be bumpy, but yeah, he up there though.
Yep.
But but hey, it's
that's the reality, man. That's real.
Mm.
That's real.
It is real. It definitely is an issue out here in these streets, man. And I feel for anybody out here that's trying to fly right now. That's is
Look, it's gonna take off anyway.
yeah.
hey, it may
It's
take
gonna
off,
take off
Just-
but
anyway.
it's definitely
put your wings up.
it's definitely some clouds out there. You know,
There's some clouds and still gonna fly. That thing in the air.
might be
it's
some
flying.
downdrafts and microbursts out there, but
It's gonna.
you still got to put
gonna
that
have
plane in the air.
Yeah, you gotta put it in the air. It fly better when it get in the air. How about that?
Or don't fly on
You
the
can't fly
ground.
if you stay on the ground. You can't never get off the ground. If you don't get in there and start that engine, get it up.
That reminds me of the pilots who are in training, or excuse me, the people who want to fly. They
Mhm.
have to do certain things to verify that they are equipped to handle situations. So they will go up and they will turn the engine off, and then for a few, and then have to turn the engine back on and resume flight. So shout out to those out there that's trying to fly. And it might be scary. It might throw you for a loop. Okay. But steadfast. Steadfast. You'll be okay. I tell you what though, for those who have decided to fly, metaphorically, your patience will be tested.
That's what I see. That ain't no man.
Patience will be tested. And that's the only thing, because things are done on their time frame, not yours. So definitely keep that in mind for anybody that's going out there to do what they want to do. For example, not even just with the VA. My daughter Alana just hit me up and told me that she wants to go to cosmetology.
Mm-hmm.
So
School.
Yeah. Even with stuff like that, it's going to take time and patience, man. So I'm glad she's trying to figure things out. You know what I mean? So I'm excited for her in that journey, that she's going to be a pilot in that, if you will. So shout out to that, and anybody else that's out here trying to do something, man, that's afraid to take that first step, man. I would encourage you to just take the first step and just take it. Go ahead.
So I just had this, that made me think of something, and I don't know if it even relates to the episode, but who sold us on this idea that you had to have stuff figured out by a certain date, by a certain age?
It depends on. I think the education system, maybe parents, maybe
Nobody.
people in the culture.
The only reason I ask is because people be like, because I mean, obviously we don't have children, but everybody I know that does, like their kids be like 20, 21, and they be like, I just wish they, figure out what they're gonna do. You hadn't, like, I know you hadn't figured it out either. So why you want them to have it figured out so fast if you ain't figured it out?
No, I always say expose them to as much stuff as you can, and then let them figure it out.
It's probably out of fear.
You know what? That's interesting shit. Yeah, it probably is. Because you hope they're gonna be okay, but they ain't figured nothing out. So they like, if they don't figure something out, they ain't gonna be okay, and then they're not gonna have me around to help, and they ain't gonna be okay, and they're gonna be in the ground, and they still ain't gonna be okay.
But so when it comes to that though, why would you take the struggle away from them? I think people in their minds think they're helping by trying to fast forward the process versus them going through the journey and actually learning instead of trying to instantly get to the end, basically. You know what I mean?
And I think
don't feel my struggle.
The question is, how far do you let them, like, how much struggle are you okay with them having? Now y'all both been, down.
Can y'all
bad.
see me? Can y'all see me? The bottom.
Yeah, y'all both been down bad. You know what I'm saying? So,
bottom.
But the question, the question is, if somebody is like, if it's somebody that's like ultra, like that's, are you okay with them being in a box on the sidewalk? Like, is that too far? Like, is that like?
I'm comfortable. I'm comfortable with your level of comfort. And like, okay, for Caleb, for example, I'm fine until you say you had enough. Wherever your level is, because I don't know your level. Right. I don't know if you can go. You can go to homeless. And can you go all the way that low? Pride. I know what I did.
Pride is a hard thing, ain't it?
When your pride comes to you and you say, "All right, I need a reset." All right, then come on, reset. But whatever your level is, let's find that first. What Zoe say? Your bottom. Where your bottom at? Let's find that. When you hit the bottom, you can always welcome to come home. Come on home. Start over.
So whatever bottom is. So in terms of fair weather pilots,
right?
So then if you see that, so let's say you are a pilot who has weathered storms. So you know how storms work. You're like, okay, no, you need to pull power here, put a little left rudder, a little right rudder, whatever the direction needs to be. So if you have another pilot and you're trying to coach this pilot, at what point do you say, well, I guess you finna crash? Like if they're not taking none of the instruction from more experienced pilots.
Right.
But how many, like, is there a number of times that do you have a tick mark, like one?
No.
Okay.
No.
That's
when you decide, okay, you have an experienced pilot. Okay, for example, you got an experienced pilot, right? Experienced pilot said, hey, go do this, call this, do this, XYZ. You don't do it? Okay.
This is not
to me, that's the same thing. No, but that's it is, because life is like that. You have people experience what you're about to do. I'm telling you, do these things. You make a decision. Now, if you don't go but so far, that's on you. That's on you. That ain't on me. Now I help you. I'm like that. I'm like that with my own kids. That's doing it right now. Hey, do this. Do you like the results? No? Oh. All right. Let me know when you figure it out. I'll be right here. I'm here for you. I'm going to do this. Clap for you. Because that's the only way some people learn, man. You can't baby people all their life. Let them hit the bottom. Like Zoe said, let them hit the bottom. And when they hit the bottom, they'll come back. They'll be like, hey, I need help doing, I want to do this. I want to try. Okay, let's go. Where that bottom at?
I have learned that when you're teaching people or trying to help somebody, they will do what they want to do.
Yep.
I would get before I would get frustrated because not only with Calvin, but just people in general, kids, just people in general. You try to help, you try to instruct, and the words, they don't stick because again, they are going to do what they are going to do.
Right.
So instead of me getting frustrated, because that's what I would do. I didn't understand it because I wanted to understand why, if you are giving the information and knowledge, why wouldn't you take advantage of it? And for whatever reason, it would really irritate me. But I have learned that again, people are going to do what they do, and it is not my job. It is not my position to coach them or to put them where they need to be. That is their responsibility. So when it comes to the kids, when it comes to friends, family, I will share my opinion. I kind of learned this from Alan too, man, because anytime I had an issue, I would sometimes call him and he wouldn't really tell me
What to do?
anything. He wouldn't tell me anything.
Nothing.
He wouldn't tell me anything. He would just kind of respond to what I was saying. It was like, okay, so what do you think?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right. So what do you think you should do?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he would share his opinions on things. However, it was never a
You should do this.
step A through Z type thing.
No.
It was more like
No.
he would listen, he would give his opinion, and then basically leave you there with those thoughts so you can figure it out yourself. Is basically what he would do. Am I lying, Alan? Am I lying?
You're not lying
No,
because
that.
I just learned that if I can plant seeds and you come to the conclusion on your own, even if it's the same conclusion I would have gave you, you'll do that. You'll do something that your own mind told you to do, but you won't necessarily do something I might have told you to do.
Right.
Because you feel like no matter what it is, even if, because I tell people all the time, like, because it baffles my mind sometimes that people, and this is an unrelated industry, but so it's no secret that I've been in IT for a little while, and now I'm in cybersecurity in IT, and people who have no IT experience whatsoever will try to tell me what's going on in the cybersecurity world, and I'm like, what, bro? You're not even in it. Like, you saw an article somewhere and didn't read the whole article.
Oh my goodness!
And you don't even have access to some of the information that I can put that we're talking about in these forums with companies that are what they're like. You don't even have access to all the information at this point.
Half-witted information. Man.
And so when people, I look at it the same way when people are asking, like, when they call me and say, because the thing of it is, I always can tell somebody what I think they ought to do, but I know that they won't buy that information. Just like if I told somebody, well, this is what's actually happening in this tech space, even though I may be the subject matter expert at the time, they still are going to do what they're going to believe what they're going to believe about it. But if I can just plant a seed or two that causes their mind to then get to that conclusion anyway, I've just always found that if you come up with the answer, it's better for you, because you will feel like this is the answer I came up with. So yes, I still do it to this day. I will ask questions. Now I would say that I can only do that with things that are not a danger. Like if something is, but people don't typically call me with dangerous stuff. Meaning like, hey, like it's never happened, but like if somebody that was a woman was being abused by her husband, my conversation is going to be very different, because my first thing is going to be, are you calling me from a safe place? Then I would probably actually like, man, you trust me enough to call me with this. But then my thing is, you got to get out of there. We got to figure out how to get you out of there. So I'm not going to be like, so what do you think you should do? So what do you think should happen in this situation? well, this is what I might do, but what do you think you should do?
Press 2.
Right? I'm not going to do that because we don't have that kind of time, right? This to me at that point when if somebody's life is in danger, then there's a different role
Energy.
that I'll take. But if we've got time and you've got time, then I'm going to try to do my best to use questions to guide you to the answers that are going to be the best ones for you. Because
better than me.
right, well look, but that was learned. That's not something that was learned by the 300 or so personal development books that I've got. Right, so that was something that I learned, and then because I tell people all the time, like, you know, because I remember one lady used to. I told her to read this book, and she read the book and then was like, oh yeah, so now I got all these techniques on how to manipulate people. And I'm like, well, then you didn't understand the book, because that's not, like, these aren't techniques that you should use to get what you want.
Defensive measures.
Right. Like these are things that these are principles that you should apply so that this is the person you become. Not so that you get what you want, but so that you can more effectively move and navigate so that you can help more people in more ways and more places. Because I don't ever believe I learn anything solely for my benefit. I think that I learn anything for the benefit of others. But that's because I have a collective and community mindset anyway about what I should be, how I should navigate the world. So no, yeah, I still don't tell people what to do. Most of the time, like I said, I'm like, so yeah, let's. What do you think? Oh, okay. And sometimes I know people just call me because they want to vent.
Yeah,
because they know I'm gonna listen without judgment. I'm like, oh, okay, well, all right,
guilty as charged, sir. Guilty as charged.
all right, bro. I understand. I'm like, I don't know that I would have done that. And I think that's probably why, because they know I may have a comment, but I'm not going to rail at you. I'm not going to be like, well, you bet not, you shouldn't have, you, why, how in the world could you? But I might, you'll know if I disagree, but I'm still going to disagree tactfully.
Some people just got to learn the hard way, man. And they do. And that's what and that's why I don't get frustrated anymore. Along with kind of learning from you, Alan, I kind of took bits and pieces to work for me. So if I was to have a conversation with somebody and I see that their words don't match up with their actions, right. I have to say, I'm good. Like you gonna do what you gonna do, and I wish you well. And we'll hopefully you'll get through whatever you're getting through, and or whatever final destination you try to get to. I hope you get there at this point.
I do give bewares, because I never forget. I was talking in leadership. I was talking to a gentleman, and he had just got on board on the team, and he was saying that this is how I'm going to do. This is how I'm going to do it. This is how I'm going to do the business. And I'm like, in my mind, that ain't gonna work. I know that ain't gonna work. It's been tried. He was like going like put flyers in the mall or some trash. And I'm like, so I told him, I was like, okay, well, one, do you think that's gonna work? Do you think if that worked, everybody wouldn't already be doing that? He was like, well, yeah, but I know how to do it better than they do, because the people. Oh, okay. So I said, well, when that doesn't work, I'll still be here for you. So when you go out there, and because I'm telling you, that's not how we do it. So when that doesn't work, I'll still be available to take your call. So about 2 weeks later, he was like, I think I'm ready to do it your way. Oh, all right. So I will, if you're getting ready to go and do, like, if somebody called me and said, hey, you know what? I think I'm gonna say this to him. I don't think that's a good idea. Like, I don't think that's going to work. But if you want to do that, if you want to do that, just let me know how that works for you.
Right.
But because I just believe in if I can, I don't know if it's a gift or not. But I call it a unique ability. Like, I can almost see what will happen if somebody does this thing. Not that I'm prophetic in any way. It's just, it's almost like I have found in my life that I happen to be a good troubleshooter, and I can't explain why I'm a good troubleshooter. Like I can walk through a problem from start and just walk through the different steps of a problem mentally without having to physically do it. But I find that because I'm in IT, I find a lot of people can't do that, and they've been in the space for years, longer than I have. But they don't have that skill. So I apply that skill of, kind of being able to mentally walk through things in all aspects of my life. And so sometimes I'm like, yeah, I don't see that going well. And then it goes exactly how I was thinking it would go. And then they're like, yeah, you were right. Well, hey, better luck next time. I mean, you still, because my thing is, as long as you ain't dead, you still got a chance.
Oh. They're not patting the dirt on with the shovel.
Hey,
what
man,
do you normally say?
That's it. As long as they not patting you on the face with a shovel, you still got a chance. You might not have a chance over there, but you ain't worn out all your chances with everything. You might not have a chance with whatever it was you were trying to do, but hey, you still here. So you still got opportunity and option. So we still together.
Still standing. Y'all got any closing remarks?
Hey, all I got is go fly the plane, man. You are the only pilot that can fly it, so go fly it. Pilots fly. That's what they do. So be a pilot.
I tell you what. If you've seen somebody struggle, majority of their life, you've seen them through the worst times. You've seen them when they were they didn't have as much as they have now. Okay, and you see the turnaround in that person. You notice that their energy is different. They not only physically but mentally, psychologically has gotten better. And you ask them for information, and you ask them for, I need help. What can I do? And they tell you, and you don't do it. And you go through some of the same hardships that they went through. It's your fault. Do better. Fly the plane. And if you do have some kind of instruction or someone who cares enough to share their personal experiences with you, then don't take it lightly, because they're sharing with you so they can see you do better. Mm-hmm. They're not just my personal opinion, I don't think they're doing it to be boastful or hold anything over you. However, if they've been through the struggle, they're just trying to share with you so you don't have to go through those same things, and hopefully take a different path that won't be as rough. But if you don't take heed and you hit the bottom, it is your fault. That's all I got.
Calvin D. All right. Hey, we'll see y'all next week.
Yeah.